guys, it's Rika here and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name's Rika. I review a lot of activewear. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, keep watching. And today we have POPFLEX Mystical Moments Part 2. I don't know, if you watched my Part 1 video, POPFLEX Mystical Moments, you might know that I was still waiting for a second package that never showed up. I will link the video here in case you haven't watched it. But yeah, so long story short, Esther had a package on the way, it never got here, it disappeared, and now I got them to resend the package. It is finally here, so I can review some more items from POPFLEX's recent Mystical Moments collection. And since they also launched a Basics 2 collection in the meantime, I got 2 pieces from there as well, so I'll just throw that in there too. They've recently launched some basic pieces, some customer favorites, but in, just basic colors like white, black, some brown tones, and they I think they aim to have those in stock at all times, so you can always get your basic black leggings and sports bras basically. And yeah, they just had a second launch with some more items in colors obviously in different more nude, black, white colors. And yeah, but we also still have those exciting Mystical Moments pieces. Some of these are still in stock, so if you're interested, you could, check out that website. I also have a link with them. If you go through that link and purchase, I will get a small commission. So I'll leave the link down in the description box below, and I'd be really grateful if you were to use it. But of course, even though I do have a link for POPFLEX, I will tell you my honest opinions, because in my opinion, it has been going up and down a little bit over the recent years. I have shopped from every single POPFLEX launch, I think, except for the Basics 1. So, since they started existing basically, so I have a lot of pieces from a lot of different years. And yeah, there's definitely not just been a steady up. It's been, going a little bit wild sometimes. But we can save this for the conclusion time. So let's just get into today's main part, try on and review. And I will start with some fun colors and patterns. We have more of the constellation print. So if you watch my recent video on the POPFLEX Mystical Moments, I had a teal constellation set. So we had this cute constellation print, but in a teal color. I might just insert a picture here so you can see. And they also had this print in some different items in this beautiful clay color. So this is the clay constellation print. Let's start with the Gulch Crop Bra. So the Gulch Crop Bra had previously launched as the Gulch Bra, which was a little shorter than what you can see here, because you see it's quite long lined. I'm also wearing another Gulch Crop Bra, but in marine marble. So that launched, I think, last year when they had their marble launch. And yeah, so the Gulch Crop Bra, it's a pretty simple cut, but I really do love this clay constellation print. Very cute. The moons and stars are not exactly super white. It's more like a peachy color. More about that later, whatever. Words. And we have basically a very simple cut, just a scoop neck here, some rather thin spaghetti straps. They're not adjustable, so you have to live with the length that they are. And then the back is also just very simple. And like I said, this is a bit more of a long line sports bra, which is why it's called the Gulch Crop Bra. We have a seam underneath your chest here, and then this just long line piece of fabric. The fabric is quite soft, so I will say it's quite nice. It's so soft, it's kind of brushed. I hope you can see that. But yeah, it's nice and soft. It's also, I think in my experience, this kind of softens up a little bit more depending on how often you wash it basically. But I haven't seen pilling yet with this fabric, at least, so that's good. And yeah, we have some removable cup pads as well. The cup pads seem a little large from what I can see here. You can see they're kind of poking out of the cup pad hole. So, but we'll see how that works when it's on. In some bigger sizes, at least the 1X, 2X, 3X, I think you have double straps. But yeah, otherwise you can see it's a small part for your chest, and then there's this whole long line situation. But let's just see this on. Alright, let's talk about this bra. I think the print is super cute. I really like it in the red, not just in the blue that I showed you in my last video about the POPFLEX Mystical Moment collection, but I think this clay red rusty red is also really, really cute. You know, and I mean, of course, you would think like, oh, the constellation print with like a red seems a little weird, but I still think it's like really cute, and it works super well. So this bra, I will say, does have different types of straps depending on which size you get. So I think like from 1X up or something like that, you have double straps here to give you a little more support. Of course, you know, it doesn't mean that they give you double straps if you have a bigger chest or anything. It's just like for the sizing, basically, dependent on the sizing, not on your cup size. So yeah, so I think if you're like kind of my size but with like bigger boobs, you still will only get that one strap. I will say this is not the most supportive bra that POPFLEX has, and I know POPFLEX doesn't really have super supportive bras in general, but like even like I get like some jiggle on this, and for me this would be like more of a light, maybe medium support, and I really don't understand why, because you have like, you know, you have the seam here, like the straps are thick enough for me, they're a bit thicker than your spaghetti straps, but still like I don't really get too much support with this. It is also very long line, so it's more of a crop top, because they just added so much fabric down here. So, and you know, like it could look a little weird because you have like this small part for your chest and then like this much fabric, and if you kind of like have it like this long, it kind of is a bit more equal, but I still think it's cute. I don't really mind too much. You have like this whole long part of fabric and then, you know, just the small part for your boobs. Like, for me, it's also enough. I still get like some cleavage here, as you can see, but like I'm not gonna fall out. But yeah, if you have anything bigger than a C cup, I think it could be a bit risky to wear this. Otherwise, I think it's a super simple but cute cut because you have like this, you know, slight scoop neck here. Not even slight, I guess. It's a pretty scoopy neck. And you know, in the back, it's also just super simple. You have the POPFLEX logo. You have just a bit of an open back here, and there's not like much going on, but like you have the cute print. It's nice and long lined. Like there's nothing cutting in here or anything because we have no seam underneath. But yeah, like I said, more like a light to maybe medium support, and that's just already for my small chest. So yeah, it's not going to work too great for bigger chests, I think, unless you just want something for like lounging, because I still think like it's super comfortable to do that with. You know, and I mean, like I said, it looks cute. I like the print in this color, but I also generally like, you know, rusty reds. So yeah, this is cute, I think. All right, to go with that Gulch Crop Bra, we also have some shorts to go in the clay constellation print. These are the ultimate Hourglass shorties with pockets. So they are really like rather a booty short kind of short. So not very long. They are in this beautiful like clay constellation as well. Also in this like nice soft fabric here. We do have a cross waist, which is why they are the ultimate Hourglass legging, because this cross waist supposedly gives you like the hourglass figure. We have no front seam here. And then on the sides we have some pockets that I will show you a little bit better in the try-on part. They are kind of high-waisted, hopefully. We have a teeny tiny bit of a curved glute seam here in the back. But you can see these aren't very long at all. So in the front also I seem a teeny tiny bit shorter here, as you can see there. And in the back. And we also have like this silicone like grippy stuff here so they don't slide up. I will of course test that to see if it does the trick or not. I'm not usually a shorts person because of thick thighs and a big butt. I found like for me 6-inch shorts are kind of the perfect length. I don't really like the biker length, like the super long 8, 10, 12 inches. That's kind of too long for me. I just think that makes my legs look like even bigger. And I like these kind of like booty shorts for like just working out at home, but not necessarily for like going places because they're always right up on me. So we'll see if these grippies, the silicone things, do something for that. Otherwise, I'm usually between a medium and a small. Shorts I would always get in a medium because of the thighs. So we'll also see if they cut in at all or not. Like for now, it doesn't seem like there's like a harsh seam or something. Still seems pretty stretchy and doesn't really hurt too much. And this is printed on not white, but like rather a peachy color. So when it stretches out, it's still like you can still see it, but like it's less than if there was white underneath. Yes, and then always with POPFLEX, I think the logo placement is a bit weird on the bottoms because it's not like center in the bag or like on the side, but it's like kind of on your butt cheek, on the side of your butt cheek kind of. I don't mind it, but like it's just weird. And I get it, they wanted to do something different, but you know, it is a little weird. But let's see these on. Alright, let's talk about these shorts. So they're short shorts. As you can see, they're not very long, so no bikers or anything. In this print, we have the V-shaped waist here. It's not sewn together or anything, so you really just have like, you know, like the flaps of fabric basically on top of each other. There's also no top seam. Like, it's just, you know, nice and soft. I do get a little bit of like gaping in the back here because this is a medium and my waist is a small. But I think it's like nice how high-waisted they go. So I don't mind that my belly button peeks out a little bit as long as, you know, at least the rest of the legging waistband kind of hits my waist. And this one does, so that's nice. We also have no front seam here, so less camel toe issues. I will say that I had a little bit of a camel toe issue with the legging version of this, but with the shorts I don't really notice it too much. So there's that. And yes, so these shorts do have this silicone thing here on the edges to kind of like prevent rolling. But like, and like when I just walk normally, like it's kind of stays in place. And you know, when I do jumping jacks or something, but I've noticed like if I trip some high knees, you can see how they still ride up. So yeah, like maybe the silicone strips are a little bit better than nothing. And you know, it could also be different if you have like less thick thighs, they might not ride up as much. But for me, like this just happens with everything that's like this short basically. Yeah, I've tried like some longer like 6-inch shorts or something, and then I don't really have that problem too much. But with these short shorts, yeah, it's gonna happen. And you can also see like I have a bit of cutting in. I don't really mind it too much, like I don't feel it or anything. It's not like a harsh seam that's cutting in, but it is, you know, cutting in a little bit, which also makes sense. This is kind of like the thickest part of your thigh, or of my thigh at least, and then this is where the shorts end. So there's that. But we also have pockets, so that's kind of fun. You can at least put like some keys in there or something, you know, so that's not so bad. I only have a phone case here, so I can show you maybe if the phone case kind of fits. So if you have like, you know, not the biggest phone on the market, but like something like, you know, somewhere in the middle, it's still gonna fit mostly. So that's also good. Especially because the shorts are so short. They still manage to give you big pockets. And I also don't think the shorts are like super obvious or anything. So you can kind of still, you know, hide that you have the pockets pretty well if you don't like to use them or if you don't like the look of pockets. Yeah, I don't think it's too obvious with these. And then in the back, you can see they're really like just covering my bum. So they're just hitting me underneath. And this is also like when it rides up, it kind of just rides up here, you know, the most. So that's just what's happening. But it's nice and high still in the back. We have slightly curved seams here, ever so slightly. And yeah. So these also are printed on like more of a peach color and not white. So they will still stretch when you go for a squat, but it's not going to be as obvious because of not like the color not being white that's underneath. You can also see that here with this is why the moon, for example, is not super white, because it has this peach color so that the stretching is not going to be too obvious basically. But yeah, I will say if you have thick thighs like me, these are still not going to work as good. But you know, like I said, I think like 6-inch shorts are just a little bit better for that. But otherwise I think these are cute. So yeah, if you don't have the problem of shorts rolling too much, or you just don't mind, or you roll them up anyway. I know some people, you know, wear them like this. Then these could be a cute option. Yeah, for me it's more like I will probably wear them for like some home workouts or something when it gets warm again in summer. But like I just don't feel comfortable enough to wear these out to the gym and then, you know, having to pull them down because I don't want to show my bum cheeks or something. So there's that. But I think the waist is super cute. So as I said, my waist is a small, rest of, you know, the bum here is a medium. And I would not size up to a large to get less of this, because then the waist would just be way too big. So I said I already have like some gaping. So yeah, it's just like, if you don't have like this pear shape, or, you know, that I have, you'll be probably a little better off with the short shorts. But I think they're cute. Yeah, maybe they should have made some like more 6-inch options for these as well, for people that don't like the short shorts. But, you know, because they're so cute. But yeah, so this is your shorts. Alright, next up we have the Glow Bra in the duck egg color. It's actually a really beautiful color. It's a very simple bra again, but like, I don't know if this color comes across the way it looks. Hopefully it does in the try-on clips. Because it's like really like a nice like minty color, but like very light. And I feel like the light is just making it seem like whiter than it is. But it, like, trust me, it's a really beautiful color, and it's a very simple bra, but I think it's a very comfortable one to wear. Just to test that, I wore it the whole day yesterday and I didn't feel it, so that's nice. I always like that. So again, like the Gulch Crop, we have a more of a simple silhouette. We have less of a like V coming in here, more of like a true scoop neck. I think you have a little bit more coverage in the boob space area for this one. Still thinner straps, but they're nice and soft. And this time we have adjustable straps. So like we have this like cute rose gold situation here, so you can adjust. And the back is also just really simple. It is less long line than the Gulch Crop, but you still have like a seam underneath the boobs here, and then just the piece of fabric underneath here. And I feel like this fabric is a little bit softer than the printed one, but it's still like really nice and brushed, and it's really nice and soft. So I like that. Like I said, I also like the color. I think you can pair it well with a lot of other colors, because it's kind of like really like pastel-y. And so this bra was kind of inspired by the Perfect Bra they did before. So the Perfect Bra also had like the same silhouette and adjustable straps, but then it had like a cutout in the back here, a big one. And while I like the idea of it, it didn't really work so well. They also used to do that in a different fabric before. But I think the Glow Bra, yes, it is simpler because you don't have that cutout, but also that makes it like a really nice bra, because you don't have to think too much about things. I do see here a bit of like, do you see the seaming things? I'm sure it's nothing major, it's not gonna fall apart or anything. But there is a bit of a seam situation. But yeah, I think that will be fine. Sometimes that happens, of course, with the prices. It shouldn't happen too much, but yeah, as long as it's not falling apart, it's fine. The customer service is also really good, just in case you have a problem. And we also have adjustable, removable cup pads here. I think this time they fit a little bit better into this. They don't peek out of the hole where you can take them out. So they seem to be better sized for this bra. And that also tells me that there's definitely a little more space in the boob area. But let's see this on. Alright, let's talk about this bra. I didn't expect to like this one as much as I do. I love the color, but I also really like the fit and the feel of it. So I get a little bit more coverage in this boob area than I do with the Gulch Crop Bra. And it's a little bit shorter, but still like long enough. You still have like this piece of fabric underneath. You have the seam here, removable cup pads, thin straps, but they're actually quite comfortable because they're from this like soft, buttery soft material that they do. I know, it's like buttery soft, it's like, ugh. But it's called butter soft, so, you know. And we have adjustable straps here in the back, so you can really make it fit a little bit better. And then it's just like a really simple look. There's no keyhole, nothing. So they said this was inspired by the Perfect Bra that has a keyhole detail on the back, but I actually like this one a little bit more than that Perfect Bra. And yeah, super soft and comfortable. For me, I would say actually I get like a medium support, so that's really nice. And I will also say, I just threw on the Teal Constellation leggings that I showed you in my Mystical Moments POPFLEX video a while ago, so you can check that out there as well. and the colors actually match really well. This is also, as are the shorts, printed on like not white but like rather a lighter color, and you can see this lighter color is basically the same as the bra. So I think this is why it matches so well, because this is basically the underlying color for this. And I think it's a cute set if you don't want to go full print. But also, like, I think this color pairs well with everything. It's just, because it's like kind of very subtle. It's not like white, but it's also, you know, just very light. And this bra is super soft. I don't know what they did with this, but like this feels really nice. I could just continue touching this. But yeah, super nice, very comfortable, medium support, and yeah. Alright, next up I have the sprint shorts in the color Ivy. This color I thought would also go really well with the color from the Glow Bra. This duck egg color. It's kind of like a tonal situation. So I thought that could be a cute outfit. So these are like some like kind of running shorts, more flowy. And I'm, you know, searching for the perfect flowy shorts for those people with the big butts and the thick thighs. And I was like, maybe these will be it. Like when I took them out of the package, I was like, these look tiny. I do not think my butt is gonna fit. We will see, you know. But just telling you already, be prepared for this maybe not working for me. I followed the size chart. I'm very nervous when I buy flowy shorts. I usually even like to size up to a size large. Whereas with my leggings, I'm like in between the small and medium. But I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna follow the size chart. We'll see how that goes. Especially also because there's no drawstring in the elastic waistband here. So it's nice and soft, this elastic waistband. It's also really nice and thick actually, like a very wide too. But yeah, it has no drawstring. So like, since my waist is a small, you know, I'm like, okay, if I sized up too large, like the waist is gonna gape. And the rest might be a good fit, I don't know. But we'll see how it works. We do have like a front seam situation, but I think that makes sense for the flowy ones, the flowy shorts. We have this cute pocket situation here in the back. It's kind of like a mesh pocket. There. And then on the inside we have some knickers. Some, like, you know how they do the second layer, and this is kind of like just really your normal, like, it's really hard to show, but like kind of your normal underwear situation, like this. And they have like a seam on the outside here. It seems pretty stretchy and like it's not gonna be like a tight fit, but I don't really like when they do this with flowy shorts. But I know that people have different opinions on this because some people don't like to wear underwear with these kind of shorts, and then it's nice that you have that other layer. But I also think that the legs are not that flowy that they would allow like a peek inside your pants if you were to like do some fancy stretches or something. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. In the back we don't have any glute accentuation or anything, it's just straight. We also have no pockets in this except for that one, but like no side pockets. And they do have like a little slit here on the side to make it a little bit more flowy. And they do feel really nice. It's like this, you know, it's not as loud of a material as some other like flowy shorts. It's nice and soft actually. But yeah, like I said, it looks tiny. So let's see this on. Oh well, these shorts. So yeah, this is kind of what I feared was gonna happen. Like in these type of shorts that are presumably a little flowy, I kind of have to not just size up but go up like an entire size sometimes. And then, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna follow the size chart. We're gonna see how this works, and yeah, you can see how this works. I don't think it helps that I also have like a tall torso, not just the thighs and the butt, you know. But so basically I have to pull them higher up if I want the high-waisted look that they're supposed to give me. So if I, were to pull them down a little bit, it's a little better also in terms of length. But they're supposed to be high-waisted, so this is how this is supposed to go. I do like the color. I like the fabric. It's a little bit loud, like this windbreaker fabric, but it's actually super soft and it's not super loud compared to other types, like other fabrics that are kind of like this. So I really wish these would work for me, but yeah, they just don't. So yeah, if you really want them, but you have like the same type of body type as me, or you have the same problem usually in these kind of shorts, I would suggest to size up, like a full size or 1.5 sizes basically for me. But the problem is also you don't have any drawstring in here. So like right now they fit me comfortably and it's a nice fit here. But I would worry also if you sized up like too much to get this flowy fit here that it would be too loose. And you can't, since there's no drawstring, you cannot make it tighter than it is. So, and like, it's really a shame because this is super soft and comfortable. You also have like a fun pocket back here that's actually kind of cute to put a key or something. Nothing like with, I mean, it's kind of mesh, right? So people would see what's in there. So don't put like money in there or anything, but you know, in the gym, your key or something, you could put that in there. We don't have any pockets here. But yeah, it's like, it's just such a shame, like how short they are. I mean, it's ridiculous. And we also have an inner lining here. That's kind of just like a full-sized pair of knickers, basically. It's kind of in like a softer fabric. It feels like mesh, but it's not. And you can also see that, at least from me, you can kind of see the lines this gives you because the upper layer is not that loose. And then I'm also pretty sure they're not supposed to, you know, show your butt cheeks hanging out here. So yeah, just ignore that, basically. They're supposed to be a little bit longer than that, but for me, pulling them up the way they're supposed to go, you can definitely see my butt cheeks. Like this. So yeah. And yeah, the liner, it really depends on like if you like this type of thing or not. I'm not usually a big fan of these type of liners. Like, if you make a flowy short, just leave it, you know, I don't really need anything underneath. And these shorts are actually, I don't think they would ever be as flowy as, you know, to allow a look underneath your shorts. So, yeah. We also have, like, a little cut here, which kind of makes them a little bit more flowy, at least the back for me. But yeah, it just doesn't work for my body type. This is, you know, what I'm working with. I'm on a mission to find the perfect flowy short for this situation, you know, but I haven't found it yet, so like I'll keep you updated on that as well. It's probably going to be a big video if I ever find the perfect pair of flowy shorts. But yeah, I really like the color. Also, if you watched my other Mystical Moments POPFLEX review, the part 1 basically, I had this this hoodie and that's super cute and super soft and super nice, and I like this one, and this pairs perfectly with these shorts. Just to illustrate, to show you like how the colors match. They're slightly different because of the differences in fabric, but it's basically a really nice set together. And yes, this fabric is very different from this, but it still works. So I think, you know, if you like the hoodie and you like these kind of shorts, you could check that out as well, and you could get the matching pair of shorts. But yeah, for me it's just gonna be a no. So that's you know, just how it is. Alright guys, we have one more piece that came in the Mystical Moments collection, but it's also kind of a good transition into the basics pieces. So this is the Swan Bra in black. It looks like a simple razor back situation, but like you have some cute details here, like it's kind of like a scoop, like a wave to accentuate your boobs a little bit more. Otherwise, like a super low scoop neck here. It's more like rather thin straps, and in the back it's also like a thin racer back, basically. And do you see, like with the bras, they have the logo placement kind of like it's nice because it's kind of centered, but not with the bottoms, I guess. But yeah, so this is like rather like a simple piece, and they'd launched this in the cottagecore collection before in like a super nice, like super light yellow. But then I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work out. This is not gonna look good. But then, you know, I was like, okay, it's in black. I'm tempted, and I got it. Again, you don't have a lot of boob space for this. I know, like in bigger sizes, they adjust that a little. But if you're like big boobed and still small size, you might have a hard time fitting into this. Removable cup pads again. They also seem to be fitting okay in this. I guess also thanks to the whole scoop situation. And then we don't really have an elastic or anything underneath, but like just a seam down here. So just a seam to make it sit nicely against your body. And that's about it. So I would say that's probably not a super high support bra. Just my guess right now. Again, this is from this like super nice fabric, this like soft brushed fabric. I'm actually really happy with this one now as it is. throughout the whole pieces I've reviewed so far today. Because I know I've had like troubles with the fabric sometimes. It just didn't feel as soft. It was not fitting great sometimes, you know. But like this one is actually really nice and feels comfy. And yeah, let's just see this on. Alright, the Swan Bra. I was really skeptical about this design, but I actually really like it on me. So, because I was like, I mean, this is never going to stay like this with the, you know, slight, whatever, this is slight extra fabric there. But then, you know, I tried to move around a little and it actually stayed like this. And I do think, you know, it accentuates your boobs a little. If you don't have a big boob situation, then I think this actually, you know, makes them look a little bit nicer. A little bit, you know, elevates them. I will say though that I feel like this one fits slightly big. So, I mean, this is a small now, and I don't have an extra small to compare it to, but I feel like I could fit into an extra small, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I also tend to sometimes fit extra smalls in other brands, so like maybe I'm on the smaller side of a small, but still, like, I feel this is slightly big. The straps are a bit long, and since there are a racer back here, I can't really adjust them or anything. And there's still like a little bit of extra space and a lot of stretch in this. So yeah, if you're like me, maybe like kind of like on the smaller side of size, maybe you could size down in this. Of course, you do not have a lot of space for your boobs in general here. So if you're like a bigger boobed person, you might want to stay with your normal size. But yeah, you can see we have like more of a square neckline here. And then this fun detailing here. You have like a seam down here, but that's it. And this is basically, you know, the bra. It's like, it's not long lined or anything. It's just, this is your seam down here. And this is where the whole thing happens, basically. The straps are actually nice and thick, so I don't really feel them cutting in at all. And then the back is just very simple. So it's kind of like your normal racer back bra, but a little bit elevated with this detailing here. And, you know, this is black, so you can pair it with a lot of stuff. I just now paired it with a black POPFLEX legging. But yeah, I actually like this more than I thought I would. But yeah, definitely consider sizing down if you are on the smaller side. And I think this could be cute. Yes. Alright, let's get into the basics two pieces. I said I have two pieces, but they're actually the same thing, just in different colors. It is the Vivid Crop Bra. I have this one in white and in black. Like, this is the white, and here we have the black. So we have like a nice deep V with the mesh here, and it's like a really soft mesh, so it's a really nice one. We have like a kind of straight across, well, it's not super straight, but like, you know, it's not cutting into your like your throat or anything. It's just like a little bit lower. But it's more of a high neck situation, nice like straps that go across your shoulders, and then just a deep V in the back here. And then just again like a seam down here, and it's more like, you know, just a bit of fabric down here as well, like it was with the other longer bras. And we have a logo here on the side. And I think this white is more like an off-white, not a perfect white, if that makes sense, like more like an ivory. And the black, I mean, looks the exact same, oops, with that mesh, the high neck, and then just the open back here. So, I've had this bra before in like a marble color, and I just really like the cut of it. I also think because it's so long, you can just wear it as a crop. You know, you don't really need a top over this. And that's why I got in two colors, but let's just see these on. Alright, on to the basic pieces, even though the Swan Bra was also kind of basic. But this Vivid Crop Bra, you know, like I liked it so much that I couldn't decide which color, so this is why. We have white and black, but I will say that in the white, I feel like you can see a lot of stuff through. So, I don't know if the camera's picking it up right now, but like I can definitely see where the hole was, where you can take your cup pads out, and the cup pads themselves as well. So I will say I was a bit surprised with that because I have some white POPFLEX tops where I can't see any of that. Where I was always super impressed, like, oh, it's not see-through at all, and like you can't see anything through the white because white is hard, right? But like with this one, you can clearly see it a little bit. So if you don't like that, maybe don't get the white. I still think it's like a super cute top, but then the black might be a better option. I will also show you the black in a second. But yeah, first we have like this nice high neck situation here, not cutting in here into your neck at all or anything. A little bit of mesh. So depending on how big your boobs are, you would probably see a little more cleavage or a little less, like with me. And it's really nice and long. Again, just a fabric here, no seam. We have a seam down here underneath your boob to hold you in. Nice and thick straps, and then just this beautiful open bag that, you know, just gives you space to breathe and show off your back muscles and stuff. So I think it's like a super comfortable top. I could also absolutely see myself wearing this as just like, you know, a top in summer, because you can wear this cute open bag, and since you have a bra built in, you don't need to ruin that look. And I like how long it is. So now I'm pairing it with a high-waisted pair of leggings, and you can't see too much. So this is basically also a top or like a bra for me where I would be comfortable not wearing a shirt with. So to the gym, you know. Otherwise at home I don't ever wear a shirt with my sports bra. So, but yeah, sometimes I just don't like that look for the gym for me. But yeah, I would say the white is slightly see-through. It's also not like a true white, it's more of an off-white. I don't know, do I have anything white to compare to? Yes. So, this would be a true white. You can see there's a slight difference. I feel like this is a little bit more yellow. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but like I would say this is more of an ivory. And yeah, I still like the cute mesh is what's doing it for me. It's also very soft mesh, so. But let's take a look at the black. Alright, here we have the black. I really love this one. And yeah, I mean, same details. You get a little bit of cleavage depending on how big your boobs are. It's going to be a little bit more, a little bit less. But even I do get a little bit of cleavage, so I like that. Nice high neck, nice and long. Open back here. And I actually did wear this for a HIIT workout, and for me, like, it's more, I would say still more of a medium support, but like for me this was enough for a HIIT workout, and I feel comfortable in it. I will say that because it's so long for me, sometimes this band kind of kept coming up a little bit, but like it wasn't bad or anything. And it was nice and like sweat wicking as well. I didn't mind, you know, I didn't mind it too much. I didn't have to adjust it or anything. I didn't notice I was wearing something new for a workout that I hadn't worn before. So yeah, for me it's definitely HIIT approved. Maybe not for everyone, depending on your cup size. But yeah, I really like pairing this with just a pair of leggings, and then, you know, it was go time, so yeah. Alright, it's conclusion time. As always, I feel like the bra options were more like for people on the smaller cup size. I know that they're working on like a high support like sports bra that works for all cup sizes. So if you're one with like someone with a big cup size, just wait, I guess. But if you have like a bigger cup size and you have a larger size in general, you're a little bit better off because, as I said, they have like options and they usually give people more coverage if you have like, if you order like a 1, 2 or 3X, or like double straps or something to help you support your goods a little bit better. But yeah, they unfortunately do not offer like, you know, oh, size small, A2, C cup and D plus or something, because I think that could also be a great option, you know, that they basically just give you the support with like double straps, a little more coverage for like a size small, because I know not everyone who's large has massive boobs, not everyone who wears a size small has tiny boobs, you know. For me it works out, it's fine. Like I have had no problems with the bras that I got this time, except for like maybe that I wish some straps were like a little bit shorter or something, but otherwise all good. But I know that's a common complaint, that people just don't have enough coverage, don't have enough support, and I get it, and I think they're also getting it, and they're working on it, and they've been working on it for like a long time, so I really hope whenever they have that sports bra coming out, it's like the greatest sports bra anyone has ever seen. But yeah, we will just have to stay tuned. Otherwise, I think like, I'm so happy that they have some more cute prints, but they also have the basic options for people that are just not like me and, you know, prefer the basics. And I mean, I also got some basics, right? Because for me, it's also important to be able to like have some basics I can pair my like wild colored and patterned leggings with. So yeah, I think it's great that they start to have a little more options for everyone. I like that the fabric is kind of getting there. I really like the fabric they're using now, and that was also a journey there over the last few collections. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, the flowy shorts, the sprint shorts, it's just not. I don't know. Like, I think they could have made them a little bit longer, a little bit more flowy, a little bit more size friendly. I don't know. Like I said, I went with the size chart. My hips are like in that medium range, and you saw how this was. Also, of course, I have a tall torso, but still, you know, I kind of feel like it should still work a little bit better than it did. And I know, like I said, it's not POPFLEX where I just have that problem. I have this problem with flowy shorts like everywhere. But still, you know, like I feel like I would have expected a little bit more from a size medium. I don't know. But otherwise, if you don't have that problem, these are great shorts. Great flowy shorts because they're so nice and soft. Yeah. I don't know, like most of the items I really liked. I think my favorite from this haul was actually this glow bra in this color because it's so pretty and cute. But also I really wish they had made more items in like this constellation print. Because, you know, I wouldn't mind having a pair of leggings and not just shorts in this clay constellation. Yeah. But this is how they usually do it. It's like one item, one color, next item, other color, and like, you know. Again, they're still kind of small, but I also feel like it would be a little bit better if they had like more options for people. Yes. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the pieces down in the comment box below. Let me know what your favorite set was. And yeah, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. We're slowly growing. I'm really hoping, you know, the 10,000 subscribers is going to be out there somewhere. And thank you so much for your support. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. And like I said, just leave, you know, your thoughts in the comment box. I will try to get back to the comments as fast as I can. Also, if you have any feedback, any suggestions for like new brands to try, I'm always like happy to hear what you have to say and, you know, get some ideas. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!